Okay, engineering. So today we are going to create a coffee cup. So going into my practice folder, clicking create, document. This is day 8. We'll label it coffee cup. So once this opens up, I'm going to start on my top view so I can make my cylinder. So I'm going to click on my sketch and choose my top plane as where I'm going to sketch. Then I'm going to choose a center point circle. So I am going to start at my origin and just drag out to about 3.3, 3.5, whatever you got, just so it's a big enough circle. At this point, I'm going to hit check mark, and now I'm going to extrude. So I'll click on my extrude button up here, and I will click on my circle. And we're going to make a depth of about 4.5 inches. So I'm going to check, come look at what I've done. We want to go to isometric. Beautiful. So I have a cylinder. So for right now, I'm going to turn off the top plane because I don't really need that anymore. And I'm going to turn off the right plane as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to chamfer the bottom. So we're going to click on chamfer up here, which we have done before, and I'm going to click on my bottom circle down here. I think I'm going to do about 0.25 check mark. So when I do that, I can see that my coffee cup is kind of slanted in at the bottom like a coffee cup would be. Okay, so you've done all of these things before. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put our what's it called? Our handle on. Okay, wait. So we actually need to turn our right view on back again. I'm going to come back to isometric. Okay. I am going to right click or control click, and I'm going to click make transparent. Okay, so make transparent. It's up towards the top, and it's going to make my shape so I can still see it, but it's not completely gone at the same time. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to come straight onto our right view, and we are going to use a sketch, and we're going to click on the right view where we're going to sketch, and we're going to do an arc up here, so a 3-point arc. So I'm going to click somewhere on the bottom, come up towards the top, and then I'm going to kind of pull out so I have a handle on there. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that, but oop, 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 undo, oop, redo, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to click check mark, and I'm going to come look. Oops, so my thing is a little bit too high, so I'm actually going to redo that. I'm going to delete that sketch. I'm going to try again. So I'm going to sketch. I'm going to choose my right plane. I'm going to choose my arc. I'm going to start at the top this time where it would make a little bit more sense. Click. Oh, click on my arc tool, my 3-point arc. There we go. Click. Click. And drag out to what looks about normal. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to check mark. So now I'm going to come back to my isometric, and what I need to do is I'm going to hide my right plane now, and I'm going to do an offset plane from my front plane. So I'm going to click control and then click on my plane, and I'm going to click offset plane, which we've done this before. So what I need to do is kind of pull it out and make sure that it is actually going through my little arc handle that I just made. Okay, So I'm going to kind of turn around and see. So it's pretty far up. I'm actually going to pull it back just a little bit so I can see it kind of, that blue plane goes through this arc right here. I can see that there is an intersection, and I can look and see that it intersects through. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to click check mark, and then I'm actually going to hide my front plane because I don't need it anymore. I can make my, so now what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to, I want to click on my plane 1, and I'm going to click control click, and I'm going to click view normal 2. View normal 2. So now it's straight on with my little plane and my little arc that I made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new sketch, and I'm going to do it on plane 1. And I'm going to do a little circle just to make my little handle. And I'm going to do my little circle, the beginning of my circle right here on this little dot down here where I see that intersection. And I'm going to drag out just a little bit and make a little circle. So now I'm going to be able to use my sweep tool to do both of these. So remember, with the sweep tool, we need to choose the plane and the circle that we're going to do. So the first thing it tells me the faces that I need to sweep. So I'm going to click on this circle, and then the sweep path is going to be my actual arc right there. So I can turn so you guys can see, here's my arc. So I clicked on the circle, and now I'm clicking on my arc because there's an intersection between my circle and my arc, so I know that it'll make the sweep plane. All right, so I'm going to hit check mark. I'm gonna hide my plane 1. I don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to click control click or right click, whichever one it is, and I'm going to exit make transparent. Or I could come up here and click this button as well, and it makes my coffee cup so I can see it now. Beautiful. Okay, so now the top of my coffee cup I can't see, right? Or I can see, but we can't put anything in it yet. Okay, so this is where we're going to use our shell tool. So I'm going to come over to our shell tool, which is up here. We've used this before as well, and it says faces to remove. So I'm going to click on this circle up here, and then I'm going to change my shell thickness to about 0.25. Let's see if that'll work for me. Oh, we want hollow. Click on the hollow. Did that work for us? This part. Hold on. Let's try again. Okay. No worries. So shell. I want to click on my circle at the top. And I'm going to change this to about 0.3. Why doesn't this one work for me? Okay, so I've done a little bit of research, and there's something weird that happens on Onshape when trying to do this with this handle and the extrusion of this. So we're going to do a workaround instead of using our shell tool. If it works for you, great, but sometimes people have difficulty doing it. So I'm going to come up to my top view. I still have my origin on, so that is turned on, and I'm going to draw a sketch on my circle right here, my top of my coffee cup. So I'm going to pick a center point circle, and I'm going to start at the middle, and I'm just going to drag out until about the thickness I would want of a coffee cup. So I'm going to click about there. And then from here, I can do extrude immediately, and I'm going to click remove. And then my depth, since my height was about 4.5, I'm going to do 4 inches. I'm going to hit my check mark. Let's see if I did this correctly. When I come to look, I can see that I have a coffee cup now. And if we want to make it a little bit fancy, we can come down to the bottom. This should possibly already be done on your guys' chamfer that in, 0.2, beautiful. Come up to the top. I could click on the top outside ring and do a little fillet up in there, check mark. So I got a really fancy looking coffee cup. So I'm going to take this, put it in isometric. It's beautiful, it's curved, it's chamfered at the bottom, isometric screenshot, and that should be it. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions.